Okay, so this is just like a super quick tutorial for someone in my community. Um, just in relation to how to use the mirror modifier. I kind of take for granted how simple this is for me because I've been using it for years. Don't really appreciate how other people, might actually not know this. So, mirror modifier, the aim of this is to be able to, as you would expect, mirror something like along a particular point on a particular axis. So let's say we've got this center object here. We want to like put some end caps on it, like for handles on a speaker, for example. So what we can do is we can add a new mesh and we'll make it a cylinder. And just do some basic editing, rotate it on the y-axis by 90 degrees. We'll scale it up a little bit, scale it on the x a little bit more. So what we can do, there's a couple of ways that we can do this. So the first one, we can add a modifier, mirror modifier, and it doesn't do anything like straight away, and that's because it's mirroring on the x-axis. So this red line here around this point here. So if we come into edit mode and then we grab this and move it on the x, you can see there that it mirrors it. So that's one way of doing it. Now my personal preference is this next way because I don't like to edit away from the origin too often. So I like sometimes maybe grab this on the x-axis and move it here, and then what we can do is in the mirror modifier we can click on this eyedropper here and select this object here, and instead of using this point to mirror it across like it did previously, it's using this origin point here. So if we move this, we can see that the mirror moves proportionate to this origin point, and so that's basically how you use a mirror modifier. But there are a couple of things that you do need to take into consideration. So let me just add some more detail to this, just some extra stuff. So I'm just going to do this, and then we're going to put a subdivision modifier, and I'm just going to get rid of this to begin with. Right, so this is subdivision, right? So let's go and edit this, and let's say we want to make a handle perhaps of some description. This is not going to be great, but we're going to wing it. So let's say we want to make this half of it, and okay, let's put a mirror modifier on there. And you can see when we put it on there straight away it mirrors along this point, but we want to mirror it across the cylinder so it kind of like overlaps there. But we can see there that everything's kind of like wrong, and if we just grab this on the x-axis and bring it together like that, right, what we actually need to do is need to hit this clipping, and then it will join it together there. You can't move it past that point, and it'll actually merge those together. Now there's a couple of issues that we've got here. First of all, it's going to touch these faces together. You see when we extruded this, it had a face, so what we need to do to begin with is we just need to delete those faces, and it smushes it together. Now something else that you need to take into consideration, because it can cause problems sometimes, is the order in your modifier stack. You actually want to put your mirror, generally speaking, at the top, because it can cause problems with how the mesh is mirrored when you have like a subdivision surface modifier in place. Now don't look at this horrible mesh. It's just really bad with that subdivision surface modifier. It's just to kind of illustrate the point. You can make this nice, neat and tidy. Get rid of that one. There we go. Cleaned it up. But yeah, that's pretty much the basics of the mirror modifier and how it works. So hopefully this has helped somebody. I'm pretty sure it's definitely going to help one person, but hopefully it's going to help other people as well. So if it does, then just drop me a comment, let me know that it's been useful.